Alrighty, folks, we talk about building a life resume with Dylan all the time. And he just got back from a 10-day trip to Japan. We're going to hear about that trip, but also hear about his buddies that went with him, because it not only was a fun trip to learn, explore culture, ski, but also was around being other successful people, masterminding, brainstorming, and just having good fun. Dylan, what's going on, man? Welcome back.
Yeah, happy to be here, man. It's been a couple of weeks since we last talked, so I'm excited to catch up.
Yeah, sorry about that. I did not realize you were in Japan when I was texting you at 3:30 in the morning. My bad. I'm sorry.
All good, all good.
Well, let's talk about this again. I think it's really interesting. Earlier in the year, you were in South America for a long time with the buddies. Now you're going to Japan. This really does seem like a focus where you are trying to, I call it building a life resume, right? It's not just all about work. It's not all about grind. It's not about this. You're also finding a way to, just grow and, be a better human being by experiencing more stuff. Talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm in total alignment. I'm a big believer in building a life resume too. I think fundamentally the reason why I like to do it is I think often about what like living a rich life means to me, and a lot of that is travel. So that's why I incorporate so much of it into my life, and I don't really travel like most people. I'm not a tourist. I'd like to think of myself like a traveler, so I actually go in and explore the culture. But the outside looking in, the people that I generally travel with are people that I'm inspired by in some way. Because if I wasn't, I would just do a solo trip, to be honest with you. And I've done that before. I was in Egypt for 10 days, a year and a half ago by myself. So that to be said, this trip on the outside looking in, like, looks like it was only fun. And I'm not going to say it wasn't. We had a ton of fun exploring Tokyo and Niseko, but the guy that kind of put all of this together, actually, I had met at a real estate mastermind, a really intimate one in Colorado, which is my first one I ever attended. His name is Dion. And I remember meeting him, and my mind was blown because he was buying mobile home parks. He still is, but this was 2 years ago. And I didn't even know, which is crazy to say out loud, but I didn't even know that was possible,
Yeah.
It's kind of like it to the point where, like, if you really like granola bars as an example, we see them in like packages and stuff, but like we don't really imagine them. I used to just think like they just grew on trees as an example. It's like,
Dylan, come on, man.
I'm obviously being dramatic, but my point is like,
Yeah.
I remember making granola bars, and it was like 3 ingredients, and I was like, that's it.
That's it. That's all that's there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was expecting it to be more complicated than it was, and so I'm using that analogy to say that when I met him buying mobile home parks, I was like, well, that, like, no one just does that. Like, you just,
right.
And he was telling me about how he was doing it, and all of the skills were the same with the things I was doing in single family. So I was like, oh, well, it's got to be more complicated. Like, how do you get the money? You got to have millions of dollars. Like, no, I just use other people's money. And I was like, interesting. Well, how do you find the deals? Like, well, I pull a list, find motivated sellers. And so anyways, we start doing that. Again, this is why I'm a big believer in going to these things, because I didn't know what I didn't know. And Jan, very quickly, him and I became very good friends. That was more of like a puppy dog to him. I just kind of followed him along this whole ski trip that we were on. That developed into a really good relationship. And he's flown me out to go speak at his events. And then I've gone to masterminds that he's hosted, and I've met other people as a result of all that. So there were 6 of us in total, myself included, that were on this kind of mastermind trip, a 10-day trip in Japan. We had 2 guys in Oregon that are a part of a big syndicate. They have both very unique stories, but they're part of a syndicate group in Oregon. One, his name is Dane, and the other is Trevor. 26 and 29, they're probably worth about $4 and $5 million individually, just over $10 million collectively, not including their partners. So they're doing a lot of big stuff. Very, very smart and bright people. And then Eric and Jan buy mobile home parks together. Jan's 35. He probably makes $120,000 a year passive income.
Wow.
Passive income. And then his brother Ludimir is a wholesaler, and he was a part of the trip too. And he's done millions of dollars in wholesales, and now predominantly just does JVs with wholesalers out of Seattle. And so my point of bringing this up is there's not very many times where you get 10 days where it's just you and then other successful business people. And most people can't even do this, that are like in a typical W-2. And that's not saying this is anything wrong with the W-2, but they just don't have the opportunity. So it makes it more difficult to be able to do things like this. If you want time, especially as an adult, with friends, like, it's going to the golf course, because that's like 4 hours of uninterrupted time that you get with friends. So I took this time very, very seriously. And like got to ask a ton of questions about how these guys are doing really big deals and things like that. And to be frank, I mean, these guys are doing it at a much higher level than I am even. So, just to be a part of and get to spend time with them, and, provide value in the ways that I can and have fun and explore. It was an amazing trip all in all.
Yeah. It's fun to hear you talk about this. It's certainly something I have never done. I've never done a trip with buddies, right? I was married at 19, right? So all of my quote unquote trips have been family trips.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine doing a buddy's trip or a colleague's trip. It would just be different, right? Because, you're in the car, you're on the thing, you're talking about, podcasts or what you're learning or challenges. And I love the fact that, when you got around these guys, you learn that they're doing the same things you are, or you are doing what they're doing, just with different zeros.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah, 1,000%. And the trip looks different too. Like, the outside looking in, it seems like it's just fun. And again, it was, but like, we also recorded 2 podcasts when we were out there. Like when we go to dinner, like one of the questions that were like posed to us was, if you had to make $1 million in a year, how would you do it? And like in the next 12 months. And so like, our frames are kind of changing and stuff like that, of like how we'd have to explore opportunities. Cause some people have been there, done that. Some people haven't. And they're like, well, I'd have to double down on this and have to remove this. Another question that was posed is like, what's your goals when you're 75? Like, well, one of the guys had said, I want to, make $100 million and then I want to start giving back to charity. And so, but as a result of that question, we started realizing he could do some of that today. So what he's going to do is use the skill he's already learned and open up an entity that kind of funds the profit or the nonprofit that he wants to fund, by just buying a mobile home park and having the proceeds go to the fund today. And so like that being an example came as a result of the conversations that we were having. And so not very often in my life do I even have conversations like that on the daily that is in that amount of excess. But we were just having that naturally because that's all what we're interested in doing. We're all interested in doing deals. We're all interested in setting goals. And we're all interested in bettering ourselves. But we all have, different facets that we're individually better at. So very cool.
What was one of your like when because you guys all traveled back separately, right? Because you guys all went to different destinations, right? You went to Fresno, they went to Portland, whatever.
Yep.
When you were on that flight by yourself, wherever that was, the first leg, the second leg, whatever it was, what was like, what were 3 like ahas that you took away for yourself in your, like either you personally or maybe you the business from the 10 days? So you got a sample of 1 or 2 of those?
Yeah. I think one of the things that I got out of it, I've had, I think in the outside looking in, some people would view what I've done as being successful at an early age. I don't feel like I've at all even come close to reaching my potential. And mainly like the thing that I've really learned with this last trip is how they were all talking about their business. I've realized that I've been a lot more of a hobbyist in my early career, and even still to this day, and not as much of an operator. The way that these guys talked about their business, the way that they knew their numbers, not just like buy prices and stuff, but like market, like what a cost per lead is, what their metrics were, all things that I generally don't pay attention to because transparently, I just don't like it. And these guys knew that despite not liking it, this is just what they do because they're real operators. And so that was one of the bigger things I learned. I think I just need to, take things a little bit more seriously and get really granular about how we do certain things, because you can only be a hustler for so long, but you're eventually going to bottleneck yourself.
Right.
The next thing I would say is like the level of like competitiveness is something that I feel sometimes like being a hindrance to me. And I'm like, why am I like this? Because I feel so different than, your average Joe. And sometimes I feel bad about it, that I'm like, why can't I just play a game and not be
so competitive? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, there's nothing to win. And then what I realized, I mean, these guys that I was hanging out with were incredibly competitive with everything. Like, whether it was like, we were playing iPhone games, like on the way, like we had to take a 2-hour shuttle to our destination in Niseko, and we're playing anagrams, and we played like 70 games because we all just wanted to win. And it was like, it made me feel not alone. So I think competition is something that I don't want to neglect or feel bad about anymore. I think it's something that I want to continue to lean into and realize that like, this is just how I'm wired and it's okay. And then the third thing I think is just like realizing at a certain point, you have to leverage your skills into a different opportunity vehicle. These guys are doing a lot of the same things that I'm doing, with some slight differences. Like there's still a learning gap that has to be done if you're doing apartments or mobile home parks or whatever the different asset class is. But in order to really scale and get to that next level, you have to either change the volume that you're doing, or you have to change the how big the asset is that you're targeting. And so realizing that, I can either get a ton of seller finance single family homes, or I could do strategically, a mobile home park or an apartment and get to the same goal faster. So it's just kind of like, I think the way that they were like looking at math and looking at scaling, but still doing it in a smart and strategic way is kind of something that I'm going to continue to ruminate on. Not again, getting shiny object syndrome and just jumping, but just thinking about it.
And then I'm curious, as you're wrapping up 2025, looking out at 2026, do you have any trips already planned for 2026? Or, if not, how many do you think you're going to do? We'll call a trip out of the country.
Yeah, sure. As of right now, I don't have anything in the books. No, intentionally, this has been a very busy last few months. And so I really want to start the year off strong and kind of get some things kind of rocking and rolling. Aside from coming to Vegas to speak at your event, I don't have anything planned as of yet. Once we clear out our books from some of the inventory that we have on 25's books, then I'll kind of start to plan. The biggest goal that I do have is I want to go to Bali in 26.
Ooh, nice.
But strategically, I want to get the right group of entrepreneurs and people that motivate and inspire me, because I'd like to be there for at least 3 weeks to 4 weeks. But the goal would be just to kind of reset, recalibrate, and kind of plan for the year. So ideally it's in the first quarter of the year, but it'll kind of determine on us getting some of the 25's inventory off the books.
I like it. And again, I think one of the things that I see in you that I am happy to see and kind of with regret that I didn't have is that you are truly building a life resume very early, right? A lot of things that you're doing, I didn't even think about until I was over 40. So it's going to be fun to watch you grow. It's going to be fun to watch you succeed. And thank you for coming on the channel every week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to extend on what you're saying, I really appreciate that. And that means a lot to me. Genuinely, I think the reason that I put so much focus and emphasis on it is because I have cool friends like you that are a lot wiser and smarter than me and tell me about things that they wish they did or things that they wish they would have done differently. The biggest thing is exactly what you're talking about. And I'm in a very unique situation in my life where I'm not like super old, where I don't have like a ton of responsibilities yet and things that I need to bring with me. And I'm also, single and I'm in a space where I'm entrepreneurial and I've had a couple of years of business acumen underneath me. So a lot to be said. There's a very small window that I have access to do the things that I want to do right now. And so I'm just taking advantage of it and learning from, mentors of mine and good friends of mine that told me that.
It's going to be fun to watch. I'm so happy for you. Look forward to seeing you in Vegas, and also love to hear about Bali. It's on my list of places to go as well. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.